Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is another court card. This one is the Queen of Arrows, the Swan, and we haven't talked about this one before. So, I wrote down some notes, and whenever I see this card pop up, the first thing that actually two things pop up in my mind is, I like to think of the story of the ugly duckling turning into that beautiful swan. And what that tells me is, this bird goes through a state of transformation. To go from something that could look so ugly to turn into something that's so graceful and beautiful, especially out in the marshes or the ponds or the lakes, however you want to look at it. The other thing that I like about this card is the swan doesn't stay in one place too long. It likes to move into different venues, whether that's a marsh, maybe it's in one side of the marsh, and then next time you see it in a different side of the marsh, or maybe it's out in in a small lake or something like that. They don't like to stay, which tells me there's a lot of transition around this. All right. And like I explained with the court cards, queens are they're nurturers. Okay, they like to. And the way I explained it is they rule the castle. They know everything that's going on inside the castle. They know what's going on with the blacksmith's wife and the kids. They know what's going on with the florist. Where she's getting her herbs and medicines and things of that nature. She knows the inner workings, and she has a lot of dealing with just the community that she deals with. Arrows, as I talked about yesterday with that kingfisher, is all about air, logic, and reasoning. So, yesterday we had that king of arrows show up, and today we have that queen of arrows show up. So there's a lot of thinking going around here with this quest that you're on. Queen, arrows, the swan, like I said before, is a graceful and transformative bird, but she's also symbolic of being strong, very protective of her turf. And this queen is no different. Okay, she's going to be very protective of her castle and her king. Okay, and anything that comes into what's going on. Now, you may be able to talk to her or him, whoever represents this queen, and be able to bend her ear a little bit. And she's going to be able to go back to the king and talk to him about this process you might be thinking about, or a relationship you might be thinking about, that she just may bring to the king's attention. And we talked about that yesterday with that king of arrows, that kingfisher. He's a good person to go to for counsel. So is this queen. With both of these cards back to back, okay, there's a person involved that you can look to as that queen, or another person involved. This may even be you as that king, to think about things and ask the questions of how do I move forward with this. Now this queen is going to tell you exactly what's going on. Okay, she's going to show you or give you recommendations and suggestions on opportunities to break free of where you're at. Maybe take something to a new level, a project. Okay, look at different ways of freeing yourself from some of the things that are holding you back. Okay, and that king of arrows talked about that yesterday. The queen also wants you to move from things that doesn't serve you, just like that king does. So what you have to do is you have to look within. You have to think, okay, and align yourself and say to yourself, what isn't working for me? How do I move forward on this? How do I get to a new environment? How do I get to a new relationship? How do I get to a new social setting? What do I need to do different? And you have to ask those tough questions within to understand the answers that the queen of arrows or the king of arrows has to say to you. If this is a person in your life, this is going to be somebody that's very honest. They're going to have integrity, and they're going to be very focused on what you're saying. Okay? They're going to cut to the chase. They want the meat and potatoes. You don't need to give them a story. Okay? They want the meat and potatoes, because talking with the queen of to a person that's a queen of arrows, she's going to cut to the chase really quick. She's going to see through the BS. All right? And if your supplication to her is good enough, she's going to take it to the king. all right? And she's going to help you out, all right? But you can't give her fluff. You have to give her the truth. You have to give her the meat and potatoes of what's going on. She's going to be very outspoken and quick to understand your supplication or your plea, to understand what's going on. Keep it simple. Keep the message simple, all right? And let her do the work and nurture that idea or that project or that relationship, okay, that thinking pattern for you to move forward. She's very intelligent, she's very independent, and she will overcome some of the hardships and stuff that, obstacles that may come in front of you, okay, or give you ideas on how to handle that, because, she's going to find a way for you to succeed. She wants you to succeed, okay, and she's going to talk to that kingfisher about what's going on. If this is an aspect, it's, she's going to make you face some unpleasant truths, and that kingfisher is no different. He's going to ask you some direct questions on how to move forward. How do you want to do this? Have you thought about it this way? Have you thought about doing this? And you have to be ready to answer those questions directly. And that comes from the heart. Not gabbing with your mouth. It has to come from the heart, because they're going to see that. Okay? They're going to see the sincerity, the genuineness, and the truth in how you respond. This queen is also good at assessing communication, okay? Assessing the reasoning that you have, assessing the logic, in the plan that you're creating. She's going to, also be able to give you rational explanations, okay, and getting to the heart. Now, if this is an aspect, obviously, this could be somebody showing you those things, asking you those tough questions, okay? This could be an aspect where, maybe you come upon something and you realize, okay, that, wow, I didn't realize that I was doing it wrong, okay? And now you figure, it's almost like the light bulb went on. Now you understand how it's supposed to move forward. Maybe you have to reassess stuff, okay? That could be an aspect of it, Maybe it's getting to the meat and potatoes of that aspect, trying to understand, what is it that you really want me to accomplish? Okay, how does it serve both you and me in that process? If this is an event, again, it's going to be an event where you're going to hear the truth. And a lot of times, when I go to church, when I do go to church, that message is pretty direct. The pastor or the minister, the priest, usually when I'm in church, there's a message that I'm supposed to hear. All right. There's a message I hear from my mom and my dad who's moved on. Okay, I listen to what's going on. I may not like what I hear. Okay, I may not like the visions that I see. Okay, but there's a truth involved in that, and I need to take that to heart. Okay, and realize that I need to move forward. I need to make a change. I need to swim in different waters like the swan. It's also setting the ground rules. Okay, maybe it's a new relationship, and ground rules have to be set. Or maybe it's a new project, and this is exactly what I want you to work on. Okay, being detail-oriented and understanding what's going on. The other piece of that event is just knowing that you can be as free as the swan, to move to different waters, to swim in different waters, okay, to transform from this aspect to a different aspect as you're moving forward along your path. So with the court cards, they ask a couple questions. This queen is asking you, when you come to her, what help do you need? What help do you need to become balanced? Okay, what help do you need to gain more protection? Because guess what? That knight of stones, that horse wants to carry you to the goal, wants to carry you on your quest. The kingfisher's listening to you, and now this queen of arrows, the swan, is asking, what other help do you need? What is it that you need from the universe or from spirit to help move you on your quest, to get you going, to get you on your own get off your ass plan? Okay, to get that momentum moving, to propel you on on your path forward, instead of not being stagnant, but just not taking babies, walking steps. This queen wants you to start running. Okay, the other question she asks is, what is the straightforward approach? If you are direct with her, and she sees that, and you're saying everything that, that's getting to the heart, she's going to show you that straightforward approach. And guess what? When she goes to that king, she's going to say, hey, honey, this is what so-and-so's got in plan. How can we make this happen for him? And he's like, okay, let's talk to him. Let's talk to him as a team. All right? And find out what that plan is. Find out where that energy is. And move forward. And, last week, 4 court cards came up. And it was all about hitting that quest, hitting that goal, moving forward, being nurtured by that Queen of Vessels, having the opportunity to talk to a king to get that advice. And here we are again to help find that balance within, to help you feel protected, secure, okay, as well as having that stability, which is the Knight of Stones talks about. You're still on that quest. You're still making your goals. Okay? These 2 cards in the arrows, they want to help you think it out. Help, give you the logic of moving forward. And this Queen is going to nurture that for you. What help do you need to move forward? What help do you need in your relationship? What help do you need to make that goal come true? What help do you need to make that dream come true? How can this Queen help you financially? How can this Queen help you in your relationship? How can this Queen help you with, growing new friends? Maybe it's, how can this Queen help you with social media and new ideas? Okay? What is that straightforward approach to hitting that mark, almost like that archer, that target? What is that straightforward approach as you're walking down your path? So those are just some of the questions that I've asked. Think about them. Leave those comments down below. All right? That's what the card of the Queen of Arrows, that Swan's all about today. And sometimes these are hard questions to ask, and sometimes it's hard to look within. But you'll know when you'll find the truth, because your intuition, your soul, your gut will tell you what's right and what's wrong. So this is Dee for the Spirit's Path. I hope you enjoyed the message. Leave your comments down below. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.